Chalo.
Yes, good morning to my dear students. In the previous class, we are discussing about the field effect transistor. As I said already, according to your syllabus, is the first topic in your syllabus, but in our class it is the second topic. Because yesterday when I said the second topic is about transistor biasing. You are already completed with that because you already studied in first year about transistor. That helpful to understand the transistor biasing done in the first class. And now in the yesterday's class we are discussing about the field effect transistor. And as I said in the yesterday's class, why you are giving more importance to the field effect transistor other than your transistors? No doubt. Both are transistors, but yesterday I said the difference. As your BJT is a bipolar junction transistor, or it is a bipolar device, your normal transistor is bipolar device. But as I said in the last class, FET it is an unipolar 3-terminal 2-junction semiconductor device. The important thing about your FET is about the unipolar. And as I said, the difference about unipolar and bipolar, nothing but unipolar means the current is because of only magnetic carriers. It may be the electrons or it may be holes. But as we know in your BJT, the current is because of the both magnetic carriers as well as the magnetic carriers. It means the current is because of electrons as well as holes. And also yesterday we discussed, nowadays we are giving more importance to the very compact in size. The size of the FET is very small as compared to the BJT. And also nowadays we are giving more importance to the integrated circuits, ICs. Because why you are using IC? Because of their compact in size. And also you can you know about IC. The IC is nothing but integrated circuit. It means millions and billions of transistor or your diodes or isotopes are fabricated in a small silicon chip. That is nothing but your IC. It means while constructing the IC, it is better to use your FET rather than your BJT. Why? Because while fabricating ICs, it is very easy to fabricate or use the FET because they will take very small space than your BJT. And also, yesterday I said your FET is having, your BJT having the more noise, but FET is having very less noise. Nowadays, they are not. We want the particular signal. We should not want the unwanted signal. We want the 100% correct signal. But noise nothing but yesterday I said it is unwanted signal also coming with the wanted signal. The unwanted signal, wanted signal coming both at the same time. And also I said it is not possible to remove the noise, but you can reduce the noise. It is not possible to eliminate the noise, but you can reduce the noise. It means if you use the FET, you can reduce the noise. And also, yesterday I said about in your BJT, it is having the less thermal stability, but the FET is having the more thermal stability. And also, the radiation effect is also very less as compared to the BJT. And another important thing is about your BJT is a current control device, but as we know our FET is a voltage control device. No doubt it may be the FET or it may be the BJT. Both are the current sources. Both are current sources. The important thing in your FET is about your output ID and output voltage VDS that depends upon the input, that depends upon input, that is something called the output that depends upon input, that is something called your VGS. In the same time, for your BJT, as we know, the output current IC and output voltage VCE that depends upon the input current IB. It means here the output current or output voltage that depends upon the input current. That's what is called as current control device. But here in your FET, the output voltage, output current that depends upon the input voltage, that's what is called as voltage control device. No doubt, here also we can control the current, here also you can control the current, but important thing in FET, by using the voltage, or I said why it is called FET, field effect transistor. Field effect nothing but by the application of the electric field across gate and source we can control the current. But at the same time in your transistor also you can control the current by using the input current. But here by using the input voltage. Why it is called field effect transistor? Because the output current can be controlled by using the electrical field. That is electric field nothing but you are applying the gate to source voltage, and this voltage can be controlled by using this voltage can control the output current or output voltage. That's why it is called as the voltage control device. And another important thing, as in your BJT, they are having the very less input impedance, but as in your FET you are having the more input impedance. In FET you are having the more input impedance, but as in your BJT you are having the very less input impedance, because as we know in your BJT the input section is the forward bias, but in your FET the input section is the reverse bias. As we know already, in the forward bias we are having a very less resistance, but in the reverse bias you are having a very more resistance. It means in your BJT having the very less input impedance and your FET having the more input impedance. This is also one major difference about your FET and also BJT. And yesterday I said about you are having the more power gain and also you are having the more efficiency as compared to the BJT. And also what are the drawbacks? Because everything is some drawbacks. No one is 100%. And the same way, what are the drawbacks of your FET? The one thing drawback in your FET is something called it is very costly. As compared to the BJT, it is very costly. And also, as I said, in the voltage gain for your FET is very less as compared to the BJT. The voltage gain is very less as compared to the BJT. And finally, the bandwidth also very product of gain and bandwidth will be very more for the FET as less for the BJT. It means gain and bandwidth product also very more for FET, very less for the BJT. These are the important difference about your FET and also BJT. And also yesterday I said about the construction of your you have done the types of FET. It may be you are done in broad JFET and also mass FET. In JFET you are done once again types, it may be N channel and P channel, and also in mass FET you are done the types, that is depletion type mass FET and enhancement type mass FET. Once again in the depletion type and enhancement type you have done the P type, you have done the P channel or N channel mass FETs. Now we are having the syllabus for your JFET. And as I said yesterday, you are studying in detail about in power electronics about the working principle of mass FET. Now you have to go for the working principle and what are the important input and output characteristics of your JFET. And yesterday I said about in JFET, it is called junction field effect transistor. In your JFET, I said you are having the two types. One is called your N channel and another called P channel. The difference about N channel, P channel, yesterday I said in N channel the current is because of the electrons, because as I said in FET the current is because of only the majority carriers. In the same way as in your P channel, the current is because of the holes, because the holes are majority carriers in P type and electrons are majority carriers in your N type. As we know already, was studied in the first year about in diodes. And for your you are giving more importance to the N channel JFET, because as we know already, it may be in your NPN transmitter or PNP transmitter, giving more importance to the NPN transistor. In the same way as you are having the P channel and N channel FET, but you give more importance to the N channel FET, because as we know the electrons are majority carriers, and also the most important thing is that the mobility of electrons will be more than the mobility of holes. It means the electrons are moving very fast as compared to the holes. That's why we prefer the N channel JFET. And also yesterday I said about the important thing about the formation of depression layer. And look here, as studied in your yesterday's class, the construction of N channel JFET. Now we go for that. You take a small piece, or you can take a small N type of semiconductor, a bar N type semiconductor, and next what you will do, by diffusing on the opposite side, P type of semiconductor on the opposite side, it is P plus every doubt. Or you write a very big diagram, then you get a good idea. You can write very, because you are going for the studying about the working principle of your JFET, and you are having the metallic bony contacts, or you can say metallic contact, to go for the external connections. This is your source, and this is your drain. As I said already, this is also bony contacts, and this is having the drain. And now we have to draw the neat diagram, and as I said here, you will on the opposite side you take the P side, on the opposite sides you can make it the diffusion of P type semiconductor on the both the sides, and it will form the gate. And as we know already, this is nothing but your this two P type semiconductor are internally connected. That is understood. And here it is nothing but your gate, and this is your source. It means as I said in the yesterday's class, here actually we are controlling the current. It may be your BJT or it may be FET. Yesterday I said, in general, what we want? We want the control the current. Yesterday I said, it is not possible in your conductors to control the current, but it is possible in semiconductors, or by using semiconductor materials it is possible to control the current. And also I said in the yesterday's class, it is possible to increase the or decrease the current, or you can amplify the signal, or also it is possible to convert from one form to another form of the energy. It may be the AC to DC, DC to AC, or AC to AC, or DC to DC. Everything is possible in your by using your semiconductor devices. That you are studying in your power electronics in detail about that. And look here actually you are having the N channel JFET. Yesterday I said, here without applying any biasing voltages, what happens? You are not having any formation depression here, and you are not applying any biasing voltage, you are not having any current. The current is not going from, or electrons are not going from source to drain, because you are not applying any biasing voltage. And as we know, you are studying your physics also, you consider a conductor. In this conductor, as we know, in your conductor having the electrons, if you are not applying any the voltages or potential difference, or in your electronics you are saying about biasing. Without biasing, what happens? You are having the electrons are moving. But what happens if the electrons are moving no doubt, but without applying the any potential difference or without applying any biasing voltage? If these electrons are moving in a random direction, if they are not moving, if they are going in the random direction, then what happens? The resultant current will be zero. The effective current will be zero. It means we want always the electrons are moving in a particular direction. When they are moving in a particular direction, if you apply the some external voltage, or if you apply the some potential difference, then only the electrons are moving in a particular direction, then you will get the current. It means if you are not applying any external voltage, or if you are not applying any biasing voltage, then what happens? The total or your net current will be zero, because if they are moving in a random directions, some are moving like that, some are moving like that, it means your net will be zero. I'll give small example, then you can understand very easily what is the necessity of applying the voltage. You consider your class without coming the lecturer, or the lecturer still it is the lecturer didn't come to your class. In the time you are all in a random motion. How the electrons are in the random motion without applying the voltage. Same way without lecturer, the class is in the random movements. It means you are doing other things, chit-chatting or talking or doing other things. Once the lecturer entered into the class, means if you are applying the voltage to the any device, then what happens? Because of this voltage, the electrons are moving in a particular direction. In the same way, once the lecturer enters into the class, what happens? The students are moving in a particular direction, because the particular direction is given by the lecturer. Before the lecturer came into the class, you are all in the different directions. You are not in the random direction. Once the lecturers came into the class, they give some knowledge, they give some information. Because of the information, what happens? We will get some. You are moving in a particular direction. We will get the good result, or you get the good current. In the same way, if you are not applying any biasing voltage, what happens? The net current will be zero. You are not having any formation of depression here, or you are not having any, the electrons are not moving from source to drain. And important thing is that yesterday I said in your JFET, the important thing is about the current is because of the majority carriers. The current is because of the majority carriers. Once again repeat, in your JFET, the current is because of majority carriers, and also your input and output both are in the reverse bias. The input and output, they are in the reverse bias, and as we know, in your reverse bias you are not having any current, and as we know already, in reverse bias the current is because of the minority current, but we want in FET the current is because of the majority carriers. The current is because of the majority carriers. It means actually in your JFET, why you are using the reverse bias, input as well as output. The important thing is about to make it to control the flow of majority carriers. Why you are applying the reverse bias, the input as well as output to the JFET to control the majority carriers. For example, if you done the forward bias in the input, then what happens? What happens? It is not possible to control the moving of the magnetic carriers, or it is not possible to control the current. To control the current, you purposely have done this gate and source, you have done the purposely reverse bias. Right now. And as yesterday we said, this your P-type and anti-semiconductor, and you are having the formation of, once you combine the P-type anti-semiconductor, once you done the formation of junction formed, then what happens, as we know already, because of the movement of your because of the movement of electron holes, they create a near to peer create a negative ions, and near to peer create a positive ions. This acts as your potential barrier, or it acts as the depression layer. It acts as a depression layer. The important thing, before forming depression layer, electrons holes are they are moving very easily. Once the depression layer forms, what happens? It will obstacle for the moving of electron holes. It opposes the moving of electron holes. That's why we are done for the reverse bias, because we are controlling the moving of the electrons, or you are controlling the current. That's why what happens? You are applying the reverse bias. And you look here. First, what you will do? Another important thing. As we know in your conductors, if, for example, this is your conductor, if you are applying the, nowadays you are applying the some voltage here, and as we know already, because of this voltage, what happens? The current is moving in the conductor, and once the current moving in the conductor, what happens? As we know, it may be conductor, or it may be your insulator, or it may be your semiconductor. All three having their own resistance. It may be conductor, or it may be your insulator, or semiconductor. Every material having their own resistance. It means because of this moving of the, because this voltage in the conductor, the current will flow. And also, as we know, in the conductor having the resistance, what happens here in the resistance? This voltage will drop across the resistance. It means whenever if we apply the some voltage, because this voltage, what happens? The current is flowing in the conductor. At the same time, the conductor has some resistance. In that resistance, the voltage will drop across the resistance. The voltage will be drop across the resistance. This is the basic, we want this basic knowledge to understand about your working of GFET. Now we have to apply the biasing, proper biasing voltage. In first step, what you do? In first step, in first, or can say case 1. Case 1. What you have to do? Apply the voltage. Apply voltage to the drain and source. Drain and source, and make it open the gate. It means we are not applying anything to the gate. We are applying in first case we are applying the voltage to the drain and source. And also, as I said, why you have to apply the voltage source? Because I said without applying any voltage source, what happens? Your FET or your BCAT is not conducting. To make it on or to make it activate, we have to apply the biasing voltage. And here we are applying the biasing voltage, and it means you are applying the VDS, or you can write about here you are not applying input signal. It is nothing but your it is you can say it is grounded. You are not applying any open. It is nothing but open, or it is grounded. Actually, if you are applying the VDS, then what happens? It means you are applying the voltage to the drain and source, delta. And as we know already, in your N-type semiconductor, the majority carries electrons. The majority carries electrons. What actually happens? Actually, these electrons, as you increase the VDS, what happens? The electrons are moving from source to drain. Because of this VDS, the electrons are moving from the source to drain. Because as I said, in the N-type semiconductor, electrons are majority carriers. These electrons will be repelled by the negative of battery. It means they move towards the drain. They move towards the drain because here you are applying the positive potential. This electron will be attracted with the positive potential. It means the electrons will be repelled by the negative of the battery, and whatever the electrons, because I said in your FET the current is because majority carriers. As I said, in the N-type semiconductor, the current is because majority carriers, that is nothing but electrons. It means in the N-type semiconductor, electrons are majority carriers. This electron they move from the source to drain. The reason, two reasons. One reason, this electron will be repelled by the negative battery. Very simple reason. Another important thing, these electrons will be attracted by the positive of the battery. That's what happens. The electrons are moving from the source to drain. And as we know already, the electron movement and conversion current are in opposite directions. If the electrons are moving like that, your conversion current going in the opposite directions. It means now actually this is your ID nothing but drain current, or you can say this is nothing but your drain current, ID. It means electrons are moving from source to drain. In the same time what happens? The current they move from the drain to source. Actually I said in the time of conductors, in the same way here in the semiconductor, because N is an semiconductor, the N is an N-type semiconductor. It means overall it is a semiconductor. As I said, it may be conductor or it may be your insulator or semiconductor having their own resistance. Conductor having own resistance, semiconductor they are having own resistance, also insulator having their own resistance. It means here actually in the your N-type semiconductor having their own resistance, and you can write about this may be your RA, this may be your RB. Actually what happens here, I said the electrons are moving. It means the current is going here. This current will drop across here and here. This current, for example, if we apply the 2 volts, as a drain and source voltage, and actually here your this is your N-type semiconductor. Here applying the very, I said your input as well as output are in the reverse bias. It means here actually what happens? You are applying the positive potential and it is negative. It means they are in the reverse bias. The drain and source they are in the reverse bias because you are applying the positive potential. It is having the negative, positive, negative. They are in the reverse bias. In the same way, you are not applying gate. This is your gate. In gate you are applying the zero potential because you are connected to the ground. Nothing but zero potential. This also as compared to the drain. it is also very less. It means the drain and source are in the drain and source are in the reverse bias, because the drain is more positive as compared to the gate. It means actually, as I said, if you apply the two volts here, what happens? As we know, here having the, because it 2 volt come here, and like that, if you, whenever the current flow in a semiconductor, and I said semiconductor having their internal resistance, and this 2 volt are actually, whenever the current flow in a resistance, some of the voltage occurs here, some of the voltage occurs here, and finally get the 0. It may be here the 1.5 voltage occurs here, and here it may be the 0.5 voltage occurs here, and here it is 0. It means I take an example. Actually here we are applying the 2 volts, and this 2 volts, because of the your applying to the whenever the current flow in a conductor or maybe semiconductor, what happens? And as we know, the property of resistance will create a potential drops. The resistance will create a potential drops. It means because of the some of the voltage drop occurs here, some of the voltage drop occurs here. Because here it is very near to the drain. That's why the more voltage drop occurs here, and here is very near to the source. That's why very less voltage drop occurs here. Or you can use your R1, R2, RE, RB, they are in series, and the voltage divides, as we know in your voltage divider theorem. The whatever you are applying the voltage, that voltage divides here and here. And also, as I said, this RA is very near to the drain as compared to source. It means the more voltage drop occurs here, the more voltage drop occurs here. And actually, this more voltage, what happens? This more voltage, it makes the gate source junction reverse bias. Actually, we are not applying any gate source voltage, but whatever the voltage drop across your RA, that makes the gate source junction reverse bias. That makes the gate source junction reverse bias. It means, as we know, here I have the reverse bias. And as we know already, because of is now I said, because of reverse bias, what happens? The diffraction layer forms. Without applying any voltage, no formation of diffraction layer. If we apply some voltage, because you are applying the reverse voltage, and this reverse voltage, or you can say you are applying this voltage that makes the gate and source reverse bias. Whatever the voltage drop occurs here, that makes the gate and source reverse bias. And as we know, the reverse bias, we are having the formation diffraction layer. Actually, what happens? As they are increasing the VDS, what happens? The electrons are moving in a source to drain. And as you are increasing step by step, or you are increasing slowly, then what happens? As you are increasing the more and more VDS, it means you are increasing the reverse voltage, or more and more current flow in a channel. Channel nothing but the electrons are moving from source to drain to the some way. That way is something but channel. To that channel, the electrons are moving from source to drain. It means actually if you are applying more voltage here, the more current flow in a channel, and this more current will drop more voltage across the RA. That makes the because there is more voltage, that makes the more reverse bias. That makes the gate source more reverse bias. And as we know, if you are increasing the reverse bias, that will increase the depression layer. As you are, this actually the variable, it means as you are increasing the VDS, what happens? The more voltage drop, more current flow in a channel. Because of more current, more voltage drop across the RA, and this RA that makes the gate source junction reverse bias, and because of more voltage the more reverse bias, and because of more reverse bias what happens, the depression layer is increasing more or depression widening more, and as we are increasing more and more VDS, then what happens, the depression layer increases more and more. But actually what happens here, because as I said, the depression layer widening is not uniform, because here you are having the more voltage drop, here you are having the less voltage drop, here you are having the very less voltage, here it is zero. It means the depression layer also widening, not uniformly. Where you are having the more reverse voltage, there it will increase very more. Where you are having very less reverse voltage, they will move very less. The depression layer is increasing very less. Here because of the very more voltage, the depression layer increase very more here. But here very less voltage, the depression layer increase very less here. Because it is not uniform. The depression layer is not uniform increasing. Because of the, you are not applying the uniform voltage drop across here. Because what happens, it is in the wedge shape. Here you are having very less like that. Here having the more depression layer, and here having the very less depression layer. It means it is in the shape of wedge shape. In the shape of the depression in the wedge shape. Actually, now further you increase the voltage what happens. Once again, as the depression layer come nearer, the depression layer come very nearer. But here I had some doubt. I have read so many books, but they are done in a different way. They are said in a different way. But I said on another book, they have given very good expression. Actually, as we increase the VDS, what happens? At a particular voltage, these two depression layers they come very nearer. But some book they given, they will be touch each other, they will contact each other. That is not correct. That is not good, because once these two depression layer touch each other, they contact each other, the current will be zero. The ID will be zero. If the ID is zero, then the important thing, if the ID is zero, no voltage drop across the resistance, and you are not having the gate source, it is not reverse bias. If it is not reverse bias, it is not possible to control the current. Whenever you are controlling the current, to make it the gate source reverse bias. If you make it the gate source reverse bias, some of the voltage drop across this resistance. When the voltage drop across the resistance, if the sum of the current flowing in a channel or in a anti-shunt conductor, if both the depression layer touches each other, they will be contact together. You are not having any current. But actually that not happens. Why that does not happens? Actually, at a particular voltage, what happens? That voltage is nothing but the pinch off voltage. In that voltage, the current will be constant. Or you can write as we are increasing the, like that you can write the diagram. Once again, you can write the diagram. It may be like that, very near, but not contact. Very, very small gap. It means, as I said already, this is the P plus semi-doped layer, and this is your N type is normal doped. That's why yesterday class I said the depression will be towards the N side, not towards the P side, because always the proper depression will move where it is less doped. As compared to the P plus, this is heavily doped. This is lightly doped or normal doped. The depression will always move towards the where it is lightly doped. It means as you are increasing the VDS at a particular voltage, that voltage is nothing but Vp. That is called pinch off voltage. Vp is nothing but pinch off voltage. Pinch off voltage. Actually, in your textbook they are given ID equal to 0. At the pinch of voltage, ID equal to 0 they are given in the textbook, but it is not correct, because if the actually pinch are nothing but they are not touching in the first point. They are not touching each other. They are adding some space, very small space in between the two depression layers. Because this very small space between the, and also as I said, if you are increasing the depression layer, they will reduce the width capacity channel. They will reduce the width capacity channel, and as you are increasing the VDS, slowly the current also decreases, because you are reducing the channel width. You are reducing the channel width, and at a particular voltage, actually they are given the two depression layer touch each other, but it is not correct. They are not touching each other. They are having very small gap in between two depression layers. That's why the current is not 0. The current is become ID become constant. ID become constant. So important. And because I given the reason why ID is not 0. Because if you make it ID 0, no voltage drop occurs here. If there no voltage drop occurs here, it is not having the reverse bias. The input is not having reverse bias. If the input is not having reverse bias, then how to control the flow of current? How to control the flow of current? Because we are going for, we are using the device to control the current. We are going for the control the current. And also I said, it is called as field effect transistor. It means whatever the voltage of gate and source, they will control the moving of the electron from source to drain. It means actually you are having very small, actually you are having the very small gap. Because this gap what happens, they are having the constant current. And they may ask the question, sir, how the current is constant? How the current is constant. There are so many doubts on this. So I have referred so many books. They are given not in a correct way. But whatever I know, I will explain about this. Actually, at a particular voltage, what happens? The two depression layer come nearer. They are not touch each other. They are not contact each other. If they are contacting, then you said that ID will be 0. And if ID is 0, then why I use the device? Without applying any biasing, the ID is 0 only. Then if you are applying biasing, still you are making it ID 0. It is not necessary. It is not good also. That's why the ID is not 0. One reason. Another reason, if ID is 0, no current flow in a channel or no voltage drop occurs here, it is not possible to make it the gate source junction reverse bias. That's why ID is not 0. Then why ID is constant? Why ID is constant? I'll give example. For example, we want ID constant. We want ID constant. Right? And use your Ohm's law. How? What you are using Ohm's law? Current ID nothing but V by R, VDS by RDS. Actually, what happens here? As you are increasing the VDS, what happens? The voltage across the RDS is what? The drawn to source voltage. RDS is what? The drain to source voltage across the R. Right? It means as you are increasing the VDS, RDS also increases. And if the both are increasing, that is what will make the constant. For example, this also high. And this is also high. Increasing what? High. You will get the constant. Both will cancel. You will get the constant. This is a very simple reason how the current will be constant. Another way. Indeed, if you are interested then only. Actually, as I said here we are increasing the reverse voltage. Or you are increasing the VDS. This VDS, if you are increasing the VDS, no doubt the current increases. If the current increases, here the more voltage occurs here. If you are more voltage occurs here, what happens? The depression layer increases more. The depression layer increases more. And as I said already, whenever you are increasing the depression layer, whenever you are applying more reverse voltage, they will increase the depression layer. And as I said, if you are increasing the depression layer, they will reduce the channel width. They will reduce the channel width. And actually here some electrons are here, as you know, here in this side, or you can write about here in this region. Here some electrons are there. Here also some electrons are there. These electrons, they will repel each other. They will repel each other. And this repulsive force, they makes the channel should not decrease. Because in the channel you are having the more electrons. Because that is the majority carries electrons. This electron themselves, they will repel each other. And this repulsive force, what is the use of repulsive force? That makes the channel should not decrease. Actually what happens? The depression layer makes to decrease the channel width. But in the channel you are having electrons. That electrons will be oppose the reducing the channel. What happens if the in a equilibrium condition, both this force and this force are constant, or this force and this force balanced? In that time what happens? You get the constant current. Will get the constant current, not zero current. Understood? Once again repeat. Actually, if you are increasing the VDS, means you are increasing the current. You are increasing the current. As we know, if you are having the more current, then what happens? The more voltage occurs here. This more voltage will be making the more reverse bias for the gate and source. If you are applying more reverse bias, the depression layer also increases very more. It means in the overall, if you apply very more voltage, because of very more voltage, the depression layer increases. The property of depression layer will reduce the channel width. But already some electrons are there in the channel. That electrons will themselves they will repel. This repulsive force will make it the channel to should not decrease. Actually, the depression layer wants to decrease the channel, but this electrons wants to should not want to decrease the channel. Better. Actually, the depression layer increasing, the depression will decrease the channel width. But some of the electrons, they are in the channel, they will be opposing the decreasing of the channel. It means in the equilibrium condition, this force are equal, and you get the constant current flow in a channel. Rather than it's very simple. How we get the ID constant? Because you are increasing the VDS, no doubt the RDS, the voltage plus the resistance increases. If the both are increasing, nothing but you get the constant current. Or I said about in the another way, because of the very more reverse voltage, the depression layer also widening more, increasing more. This depression layer wants to decrease the channel width, but already some electrons are there in the channel. That electron themselves they will repel each other, and they will get some repulsive force. Because this repulsive force, what happens? They should not want to decrease the channel width. It means channel width will be constant. That's why they are having the constant current flowing in the channel from source to drain. It is having so many doubts on this and why the current is constant. Actually, the current is some they given current is 0, but current is not 0. If current is 0, then why you have to use the device? And also, if the current is 0, it is not possible to make it your reverse bias the gate and source junction. This is about the in simple way of explanation about the N-type NJFET. In the tomorrow class, actually you are not applied any gate source voltage. If we apply the gate source voltage, what is the effect of that? Now today is discussed only by applying the VDS, not applying the any VGS. You have done the gate is open. your connected gate direct to the ground. And we will study what is the effect of VDS on the gate source voltage. Now in the tomorrow class we go for the, if you apply the some gate source voltage, and I said it is so important because by this only you can control the current, because your FET is called as voltage control device. Your FET is called as voltage control device. Why it is voltage control device? Because whatever you apply the voltage here, this voltage will control the moving the current from source to drain. Whatever you apply the gate source voltage, this voltage will control the moving the electron from source to drain. That's why, as I said, why you have done the reverse bias for the gate and source. Because if you are not done reverse bias, the depression layer loss formation of depression layer, or the depression layer forms no doubt, the depression is not increasing. If you apply here the forward bias, then what happens? Because of forward bias, the depression layer decreases, and you are having the more current. It is not possible to control the current. When it is possible to control the current, then make it the gate source voltage reverse bias. Because once the gate source voltage reverse bias, then only the depression layer is increasing. Once the depression layer increasing, we can control, or you can reduce the size of the channel. Because in the channel there are having the more number of electrons, and you have to control the moving of electrons from source to drain. How it is possible? Only while reducing the width of the channel. It means the overall, the important thing is about the pinch off voltage. What is pinch off voltage? It is a particular voltage. At that voltage, the ID become constant. At VGS equal to 0, VGS equal to 0, ID become constant. At what voltage the ID become constant? That is something but your BP, that is something but your pinch off voltage. Pinch off voltage. The most important thing, so many students are in doubt, what is pinch off voltage? Actually, pinch off voltage is nothing but at a particular voltage, VDS. What happens? Both the junctions, both the depression layer come nearer. They are not contact. They are not touch each other. If they touch each other, you are not having any current. That's why they will be come nearer, or come. They are not touching each other. Because of that reason, the current is not zero. Current is constant. Right? Why it is constant? Because as well, according to Ohm's law, as well increasing the VDS, the RDS number, the voltage across the direction also increases, and if the both are increasing, they will cancel. They make the current constant. Or I said, as in your channel, arrange electrons. This electron themselves, they are not make it channel to become zero. If you are having electron hole, they will recombine. Then they will be